Hi class, this is my research brief for the topic of energy in buildings. The article that I researched is titled "Do LEED Certified Buildings Save Energy? Yes, but," and this article was in the Energy in Buildings journal. This article deals with looking at previously used data and studies on LEED certified buildings, and LEED stands for Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design. Previous analysis dealt with post-occupancy evaluations of energy performance of LEED certified buildings in relation to non-LEED buildings or normal type buildings. This article compiles all of the published post-occupancy evaluations performed on LEED certified buildings. However, this list was short because post-occupancy evaluations were rarely conducted, and when they were rarely published. So this leads to sample size issues in the data. This previous data analysis concluded that LEED certified buildings were, on average, able to conserve more energy than their baseline counterparts. One major finding that sort of went against what you would think would be coming out of that data was that the number of LEED energy credits that a building was able to receive did not correlate with actual energy use per floor area in a LEED certified building. There was one study, however, that had a large sample size that was able to sort of look a little bit differently at the issue at hand. This data was analyzed in a study by the New Building Institute, and that compiled raw data for 121 LEED certified buildings. They were able to obtain 1 year of post-occupancy energy usage data for each of these buildings. The study was then narrowed down to 100 buildings that the New Building Institute considered to be medium energy use buildings. The conclusion of the study was that the median energy use intensity of LEED certified buildings was 32% lower than the mean energy use intensity of buildings in the Commercial Building Energy Consumption Survey database. This was a database compiled in 2003 that was of buildings that are not considered to be LEED certified. More specifically, the median energy use intensity for office buildings was 33% less than the mean for the buildings in this database. However, there was a large amount of variation in this data, and this was also just looking at the average values for the database. There were no specific statistical tests performed on the data. So what the article goes on to show is taking this data, taking the raw data, and performing statistical tests in order to draw conclusions about energy use in LEED certified buildings. The statistical tests performed were a combination of t-tests and ANOVA tests in this article, and it found that on average, LEED certified buildings use 18 to 39% less energy per floor area than buildings in the previously mentioned database. And these findings are statistically significant, which is an improvement over the previously used analyses. The issue that arises is that the variation is large, so that on the individual level, 28 to 35% of LEED certified buildings use more energy per floor area than similar non-LEED certified buildings. So one issue that can arise from this is that it will be a problem for owner-operators of individual LEED certified buildings because they are not able to realize energy saving advantages of LEED certification. Additionally, LEED certified buildings have a significantly higher property value than other types of similar buildings because of image and awareness, and also their ability to decrease energy costs. If it is shown that energy savings are not realized by all or most of LEED certified buildings, then property values may decrease. There are still some areas that need improvement, however. The way in which LEED energy credits are given need to show more reliable predicted energy use at the individual building level, and also that LEED certified buildings do decrease energy use on average, but there are some caveats in the individual when looking at individual buildings. All right, thanks guys.